Hey y'all, and welcome back to the party. It's your girl BrittReacts, and today we are reacting to the best of Bill Burr from Netflix Is a Joke. Let's see what he has to say.
No, everything has just become absolutes in the States. It's fucking like that Colin Kaepernick guy, right? You knew when he was like protesting during the national anthem, no one was going to listen to what the had to say, no matter how much he explained it. He goes, I'm taking a knee during the national anthem. This is a protest about police brutality, the way people of color are treated. We'd like to open a dialogue. He got about halfway through that. People are like, my brother's fighting in Iraq. It's just like, buddy. Nobody is saying your brother isn't in Iraq fighting. You're not listening. This is about police brutality. My brother's a firefighter. He watched 9/11 on television. No,
He watched it on television.
Nobody's saying that your brother's not a firefighter. I got a bone spur in my heel. I can still stand up during the song. Buddy, nobody is saying you can't see a diatrist. All right? You're not listening. That's what it became. You ever try to get abs? You ever try to get...
That's really true. Like I said this in a video recently. I can't remember what I was watching, but sometimes people listen to just like be ready to respond instead of actually listening to hear you and to like receive the information and actually digest it. I feel like 90% of the time if you're talking to people, they're either listening to you to like hoping you're gonna be done soon, or they're listening thinking of what they're gonna say to respond. And it's like so many issues could be resolved by just actually opening your ear holes and receiving the information, letting it marinate into your brain. It's very true.
That's what it became. You ever try to get abs? You ever try to get all the abs and get that down here? You ever try to do it? It's impossible. Past the age of 19, you can't do it without tons of help. You got to buy all these exercise tapes. You got to read about nutrition. You got to get a personal trainer having you running along. You need like your own chef, and he's like, okay, don't eat it yet. Don't eat it yet. All right, now, eat it. Start consuming it. All right, stop. Slow down. Stop. Spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out. I told you to stop. Get on the elliptical. Now you like that Brussels sprout? Did you like that Brussels sprout? Because now you're paying for it. It's a miserable experience. Just walking around, your whole body's eating yourself. You know, you want some cake? No, just take a salad. Balsamic vinaigrette on the side, no croutons. Oh my God, when is the photo shoot? I want to kill myself. It's horrible. You ever try to get fat? No, you don't have to.
This is true. I danced my entire life. I've danced, so I've always been in really good physical shape. But like something happens in your 30s where it just is not as easy to maintain your body. I feel like 19 is a bit dramatic unless you just let yourself go, or you know you were an athlete and you completely stopped working out. I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of reasons, but like it's like literally the goalpost feels like it just continues to move, like here, and then you get closer and then it moves. It's like you eat one thing, your body's like, forget all that, those 3 weeks of working out. It's like, that is really true.
You ever try to get fat? No, you don't have to. It's effortless.
It's
you
effortless.
can lay on your back, watching your favorite show, just shoveling shit down your throat. What are you doing? I'm getting fat. I'm getting fat. You got a trainer? Don't need one. It's natural. I just eat everything that makes my sugar salt go like, yeah, woo, yeah. Comes right in. Nice roll of flab. Look, I didn't come from a family. I don't know about you guys. I didn't come from a touchy-feely. Call me when you get there. None of that shit. First time my mom hugged me, I think it was like once when I was little, and then when I moved out, that was it.
When I moved out! Once when I was little and when I moved out. Oh, Bill.
I think it was like once when I was little, and then when I moved out, that was it. And we only hugged because we knew we were supposed to. So we just tried to like, it was like 2 parking meters came to life. Like, we almost bumped heads. It was horrific. Fucking horrific. You know, to this day, sometimes I drive down the street and I think about that hug, and it's just so it's so awful. I have to like shout the memory out of my head. I'll just be driving down the street, just be like, oh!
Oh my gosh, that happens to me. Does that happen to anybody else? Like, I'll think of something cringe that I did, and I'll like say something super random and like just to like erase it from my memory. I thought I was the only person that did that. Bill, we are one, sir. We are soul friends. We are meant to be friends.
I'll just be driving down the street, just be like, ah! Anybody else like that?
Me!
You ever have to like shout stuff out of your head? Like there's something about me, like all my regret comes up when I'm in the shower.
Yes, the shower in the car.
I think because I'm in the shower, I have time to think. And I'll just think of shit I did in like 3rd grade, where I just made an ass of myself, and I just will be in the shower just being like, ah!
Yeah.
And my wife's always just like, is everything okay in there? And I'll just be like, yeah, just accidentally turn on the hot water. Turn it on too much. Every day?
Every day.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is too much. He's too much.
I actually asked my mother one time when I finally got out in the world and I saw how other families interacted. I finally asked her one day, I was like, how come we never did the hugging thing? You know what I mean? How come we didn't do that stuff? She's like, well, I wanted to hug you kids when you were little, but I was afraid it was going to make you gay. And I was like, you were afraid? You were afraid? And then she goes, well, it was your father. That's what it was. Protecting him like I always do. He was afraid. He said, you don't know how to raise boys. And if you hug them, that's what's going to happen. So in a marriage, there's compromise.
So the poor kids were collateral damage. I love his voices. The women, when he voices the women in his life, it's so funny to me. His wife's voice, his mom's voice, they're always so like, there's a twinge of nagging. There's a twinge of annoyance. Like, he never just does a woman's voice. There's always like this speciality that he does, and it sends me. I think it's so funny.
In a marriage, there's compromises. So. Yeah. So she basically never hugged us because my dad said if she did, it was going to make us gay.
So sad.
And I got to tell you, that was a great thing that my dad did for me. Let me finish before you start blogging, okay? And I end up on a split screen on Good Morning Atlanta, you know? Comedy.
Good Morning Atlanta.
Too far. Last night at the Tabernacle.
Oh, is he at the Tabernacle? This is at the Tabernacle. I grew up outside of Atlanta, and lived in Atlanta for a while in my adult life. That's why I was like, there's actually no such thing as called Good Morning Atlanta, but I was going to let him have that for the sake of the story. But then he said he's at the Tabernacle. Shout out to the A.
Too far. Last night at the Tabernacle.
See, another lady's voice.
Cheeto-eating blogger.
Cheeto-eating blogger. Bill Burr.
So, yeah, this is the deal. I'm going to defend my dad here because this is basically what happens when you have a kid. As far as I know, I don't have any kids, but as far as I would think, if you have a kid, what do you want to do? You want to improve on your childhood, okay? You want to keep the that your parents did that worked, and then you want to get rid of the stuff that didn't work. So that was my dad. As far as that was his improvement on his childhood that he never talks about, the way a veteran doesn't talk about going to war, you know? So I figure if that was his improvement on his childhood just must have been something like, don't change his diaper. Let him figure it out for himself. Get out in the rain, you baby. Hey, let me handle this, lady. Why are you still standing here, toddler?
When he talks about his dad, I think of This Is Us, the show This Is Us, Jack's dad. Jack's dad was like horrible. And whenever I've seen Bill Burr talk about his dad, this is a new bit. I've never seen him talk about his dad this way, but I envision that dad. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? The guy that plays the dad. He just like was not loving. He wasn't sympathetic. He was like really just there to like make sure they had a roof over their head, bare minimum. Like that was it. Like that's what I think of when Bill tells stories of his dad.
Why are you still standing here, you toddler? So, he took it from that and knocked it down to, don't hug him, it's gonna make him gay, right? And then maybe someday I have a kid, I'll whittle it down to like, hey, he's not taking drama class, all right? He's not taking drama class because I said so, lady! Let me handle it! I won't fix everything. Yeah, and that's not a homophobic thing either, that I wouldn't send my hypothetical son to drama class, okay?
Everybody calm down. Calm down. My hypothetical son.
I'd let my hypothetical daughter take a drama class, okay? My son can't do any of that shit unless I'm sending him to one of those fame high schools, you know, where everybody's doing it. One of those creative schools. You go to the cafeteria, everybody's like, cottage cheese, what is it made of? Right? Like, then he can do all he wants. Then he can do all the fun.
That was really funny. I think that was named appropriately, the best of Bill Burr. That was funny. No, I really do think whenever I've heard him talk about his dad, he talks about him in this very like militant way. Like his dad was just no nonsense. He's one bit he said his dad didn't like joy. My daughter calls me a fun sponge because she says I'm like, I kill all the fun because I'm just very regimented and we have a routine and I don't have time for the nonsense. But I think I'm fun. Anyway, that's who I think of when I think of Bill's dad. This was funny. My cheeks hurt. I need to go like massage my face a little bit. You, please go have the day you deserve. Be kind to others and love your people. Peace.